Hello, everybody. In the name of the WRF team, I welcome you to this year's World Resources Forum 2021. This year's conference is co-hosted by the Swiss Federal Office for the Environment and the Ghana Ministry for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation. We will now listen to a welcome note by our Honorable Swiss Councillor, Mrs. Simonetta Sommaruga, who will officially open our conference.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure for me to open the ministerial segment of the World Resources Forum 2021. The world faces a crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss and pollution. The extraction of raw materials plays a key role in this context. On the one side, resource extraction has strong and partly irreversible environmental impacts. According to the International Resource Panel, raw materials extraction and processing up to before their transportation to the consumers cause 90% of biodiversity loss and water stress and half of all greenhouse gas emissions. On the other side, raw materials are essential to implement the Paris Agreement and the Sustainable Development Goals. Low-carbon technologies need far more minerals than traditional technologies. According to the World Bank, the demand for graphite, lithium and cobalt is expected to increase by 500% by 2050. Increasing volumes of sand and gravels are also needed for big infrastructure projects launched all around the world. This global picture reveals the urgent need to strengthen global governance of resources. Aware of this, Switzerland has been very active towards the adoption of a resolution on mineral resource governance at the last UN Environment Assembly, putting this issue at the top of the global environmental agenda. Further driving the global political momentum on resource governance, the United Nations Secretary General convened a global roundtable on extractive industries on how to transform the sector into an engine for sustainable development. Urgent global action is needed in some key areas like artisanal and small-scale mining, because 45 million miners in 80 countries work in dangerous conditions for their health. Tailings. The new global industry standard on tailings management is a great step forward. Now we need to set up an entity to monitor its effective implementation. Another key area is sand, because sand is the most extracted material worldwide, yet the least regulated. We need international rules on sand to support a more sustainable extraction. We also need an effective global framework on environmental due diligence, stronger transparency and accountability to ensure a level playing field. All countries depend on the sustainable management of resources, whether they extract, trade or consume resources. All countries share responsibility. At the next UN Environment Assembly in February 2022, it will be essential to set up an intergovernmental working group on resource governance so that member states can discuss priorities and develop the rules needed. The World Resources Forum provides an excellent platform in preparation for the UN Environment Assembly, bringing all stakeholders together to discuss innovative solutions.
Thank you for this introduction speech and opening this conference, Mrs. Sommaruga. Now I'm especially happy to welcome our African partners and participants. WRF has a deep and long-standing partnership with Africa through a variety of initiatives and projects. To our co-host country, Ghana, I personally have been traveling since more than 10 years, many times, and made truly many true friends. I'm therefore delighted to announce the next welcome note by our Honourable Minister Kwaku Afriyie from MESTI.
Oberle, President of the World Resources Forum Association, Your Excellency Simonetta Sommaruga, Federal Councillor and Head of the Department of the Environment, Transport, Energy and Communications for the Swiss Federation, Mr. Mathias, Schluep, Managing Director of the World Resources Forum Association, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to welcome all of you to the grand opening session of the World Resources Forum 2021 conference, an event that we at the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, MESTI for short, are so proud to be co-hosting with the Swiss Federation Federal Office for the Environment. WRF'21 is bringing together policymakers, scientists, businesses, financiers, entrepreneurs, and civil society organizations from around the world onto one platform. And during the next 3 days, it will present us with keynote speeches, panel discussions, workshops, scientific sessions, and plenty of networking. I call on you to make the best of what this unique event presents. Today, rapid population growth and climate change have combined with irresponsible exploitation, production and consumption to mount intense pressure on the world's natural resources, such as minerals, forests, land, water, wildlife and energy. Desertification, deforestation, illegal mining, overgrazing and soil erosion are increasing at alarming rates, especially in Africa and other developing nations. As a result, precious natural resources from fertile soil to freshwater streams are rapidly diminishing, while demand grows for basic resources such as land, water for household, industrial, and agricultural uses. These are having devastating impacts on populations around the world, particularly on the poor, who rely on these resources to generate most of their incomes and to maintain livelihoods. With its focus on the 3 thematic areas of primary resources, secondary resources, and circular economy, WRF'21 will highlight how our current linear patterns of exploitation, consumption, and disposal leads to the creation of needless, costly, and unimaginable or unmanageable waste, as well as environmental destruction. The Sustainable Development Goals have set ambitious targets for countries in the world, but our production and consumption patterns have put us at the risk of failing to achieve them within the target deadline of 2030. Indeed, in many regions of the world, the delivery of basic essential services such as water, sanitation, and waste management remain woefully inadequate for most residents. That is why the focus of the WRF'21 on circular economy presents such a great opportunity for us to reflect on more sustainable ways of designing, producing, consuming, and regenerating value from what would otherwise be discarded as unwanted waste. Circularity is a very promising innovation in resource management that reduces the pressure on the use of world resources, preserve the health of the environment, and create jobs for many of the world's population, including those within the most vulnerable segments of our society. It is against this background that Ghana and Switzerland have embarked on an exciting journey as partners to confront the challenges facing mankind in the areas of environment and natural resource management. Whether it is with adaptation to climate change, control of plastic pollution and marine litter, or the management of electronic waste, our 2 countries are working together to create standards and establish models that the rest of the world are following with keen interest. WRF'21 is a shining example of these partnerships' achievements, and we at MESTI are very proud to be representing Ghana along this journey. It is my hope that this partnership will continue to grow and yield the results that our two countries have set for ourselves. Not only will they benefit our two countries, indeed it will also inure to the benefit of the rest of the world by contributing to the achievements of the Sustainable Development Goals. Ghana is very honored by the opportunity to co-host this event with Switzerland, and we thank the World Resources Forum Association for choosing Ghana from among many equally deserving nations as their partners for this exciting event. On behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and the people of the Republic of Ghana, I wish you all fruitful deliberations and very exciting 3-day of the WRF 2021. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. For the organization of this conference, the WRF team has been constantly supported by our board and its president. This is really a big thank you for the continuous support. Please welcome our WRF President and Director, IUCN, Mr. Bruno Oberle, for an introduction speech to the conference. Please, Bruno.
Excellencies, dear guests, dear friends. 50 years ago, we were extracting from the planet 30 gigatons, 30 billion of tons of material. Metallic minerals, non-metallic minerals, fossil fuels, organic substances, food and feed. Today, we are extracting more than 90 gigatons, 3 times as much. And scientific forecasts tell us that we will extract in 50 years from now more than 160 gigatons of material from the planet. At the same time, we have seen the emission of greenhouse gases rising quickly. And we are seeing biodiversity disappearing at an unprecedented pace. These changes are putting our societies, our economical model in danger. We will not be able to continue in the way we are treating the planet, in the way we are using and overusing the ecosystem services that the planet is offering us, and at the same time, reach the Sustainable Development Goal. We have to transform our societies. We have to transform our economies. We need new products. We need new services. We need new infrastructure. And of course, we need a gigantic investments into the creation of these new production and consumption patterns. And of course, the use of the material we extract from the planet are at the core of this transformative change. We cannot change the consumption and production patterns without changing the way in which we use natural resources. We need a Green Deal for sustainable resources. And this is what we have to negotiate in many and different alliances in the political space, alliances in the sphere of business, by the consumer behaviors. We have to find new business models for humanity. And the role of such a conference, it is to offer the platform to discuss these changes. Looking in particular at natural resources and raw material, we can identify 3 different elements of this discussion. how do we use primary resources, the one that we extract directly from the planet? How a fair resource extraction for a quality future would look like? This is one topic of this conference under the title Mineral Resource Governance for a Green Deal, the key role of international cooperation. The opening panel will start just after this grand opening with many distinguished guests: Inger Andersen from UNEP, Isabella Teixeira from IRP, Manuel Pulgar Vidal, the former president of the UNECCC, and Kojo Buzia. We have a second element, secondary resources. If we want to reduce the impact and reduce the extraction, we have to use resources several ways. And secondary resources are one of the key solutions for the future business models. And we want to discuss on this extended producer responsibility towards the transformation of waste into resources for the development. And extending this secondary resources question, we land on the circular economy topic, the way in which we produce and consume in a planned way to capture the value of natural resources in a better way and to reuse in several ways material in a planned way. This is the third topic that we want to discuss under the title, A Global North-South Partnership for a Fair and Inclusive Circular Economy Transition. All this discussion had to take in account the difficult situation in which we are evolving in these days. The conference that was originally meant to happen last year in 2020 had to be postponed to today because of the global pandemic. And we have decided this year to organize an hybrid event with a large online conference with 900 registered participants and two in-person events in the two partner countries in Switzerland and in Ghana. With this setup, we allow a large participation under safe conditions and a good set of discussion for our topic. I would like to welcome all of you. First of all, the Federal Council, Simonetta Sommaruga, and the Honorable Minister Kwaku Afriyie for the support they gave to the conference. I would like to welcome the distinguished panelists of the 5 high-level plenaries that will happen in the next 3 days. I would like to welcome our program partners for the 15 workshops with mini panels and stakeholder interaction, our scientists for the more than 80 scientific presentations, and of course, all the participants. I wish all of you a very successful conference, an exciting conference with rich debate and good result to pass over to the continued discussion, for example, at UNEA. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bruno, our president, for your support and this very good introduction into hopefully a very, very exciting and fruitful conference. With this, I would like to close this session, and I hope to see you for the next plenary session, which will start in less than 10 minutes, about mineral resource governance for a Green Deal, the key role of international cooperation. Thank you very much, and see you the next 3 days.